guys, it's Avery, and today I'm here with a DIY video for you guys. I'm going to teach you how I make my mini journals. So to start out, I'm just showing you the supplies you will need. You'll need either a stapler or needle and thread, depending on how you want to put your book together. That's up to you. I use needle and thread, and you're just going to need a bunch of paper and some fabric if you would like your cover to be fabric. So what I'm doing here is I'm just cutting down all the inside pages to a 4x6 size. So fold your pages and cut them down to 4x6, which is the size that I do. Obviously you can cut down your pages to whatever size that you want. I cut about 10 pages so that when you fold them all and put them together, there will be about 10 journaling pages for you to journal in. And I usually use one extra paper to make as the cover. So I cut down 11 pages total, 10 for the inside and 1 as the cover. So for the cover, I usually like to use a cardstock type paper. That way it is more durable and not so bendy, if that makes sense. So if you're going to make your cover paper, you can skip this part. You can decorate it however you want. If you're using fabric, this is just me showing you how I put the fabric cover together. So I just glue down the cardstock sheet of paper onto the fabric that I want to use. I'm being very messy here. I usually use PVA glue with a paintbrush, but I ran out of my PVA glue, so I'm using whatever I have left of Mod Podge. And I don't really like using Mod Podge with a paintbrush, so I just kind of use my fingers. And then you cut the corners off of the fabric so you can bend the fabric onto the side of the pages so you can make sure that it stays. So just glue all the edges down and you have your fabric cover. You can make it just a plain fabric. You can sew this all together, different fabrics. I had this floral fabric that I wanted to cut out a piece of rose and then glue that on top of these stripes just to make it a little bit cuter, but obviously the creativity is up to you. If you're using paper, you can do the same kind of concept, just put a bunch of papers together and decorate it however you want to. When it comes to binding your pages on the inside, I have a binding tutorial up on my YouTube on how to bind your pages into a journal. I will link that down below. It's the same concept if you cannot understand what I'm doing by this video, but basically you can measure it out equally, but I don't really care to measure. You get some needle or some thread on your needle and you poke in 3 holes, one on the top, middle, and bottom. You go in through one hole and then you go in the other and then in the other and so on and so on. If you can't tell what I'm doing by this video, like I said, I'll have the other one linked down below that goes into much better description. I normally bind the inside pages with the cover. I don't normally bind just the inside and put it into the cover, but I completely just wasn't thinking. I was watching Game of Thrones while doing this, so I was paying attention to that. But it's okay because you can also do it this way. If you end up not binding your inside signature to the cover, all you have to do is glue the outer pages to the inside of the cover and it'll actually hide the inside if you want the inside hidden, if that makes sense. So there's 2 different ways. If you want to bind the inside to the outside, you can, and that way you'll see the thread on the outside. If you don't want to see the thread on the outside and you just want to cover your inside cover, then you can just glue it, if that all makes sense. So yeah, that is seriously all you do. After this, all I do is go in and add pockets, envelopes, I add some washi tape, whatever I want to decorate the inside with before I sell them on Etsy or use it for myself. Just add in whatever you feel like. The rest of this is just up to you. But that is all, guys. They are super easy to make and they're super fun to carry around because they are mini. And yeah, if you have any questions, like always, don't hesitate to ask them down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all and I will see you in my next video.